I am intentional, I am the sun, I am original, I am the one. I have a purpose for my existence. I will not stop till I reach my mission. I have ambition, I am consistent. People don't cross me without my permission. My journey is in no competition. I am grateful for all I've been given. I am unique, I am complete. I am everything that I wish to see. I can create my own reality. I am the best me that I can be. I am manifestation. I am present and patient. I am confident, I am opulent, I am destined for greatness. I am
What's good, y'all? It's your girl Sheena D, aka Indigo Jaraa, and this is Straight Outta Commit. Founded in 2019, it was birthed underneath my publishing company, I in the Middle Publishing LLC, where the mission is raising frequencies one book at a time. Straight Outta Commit features greatness from our own melanated community of entrepreneurs, entertainers, authors, and social influencers. Its mission is lifting up our people one broadcast at a time. Straight Out of Kemet has been rebirthed and will continue in the legacy of uplifting our people by utilizing its platform to promote their greatness. We are available on all listening platforms.
What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday to ya. It's your girl, Sheena D, aka Indigo Iora. My bad, y'all. Just been so wrapped up in everything that's going on. For those who do not know, our hit stage play Crucified got some really, really great reviews, baby. And we coming back to the DMV area October 21st. We're going to be at the Atlas Center here in Washington, D.C. So if y'all ain't cop y'all tickets yet, well, y'all can't actually cop your tickets yet because it's not on sale yet, but they will be very, very soon. So make sure that you tap in and get those tickets, baby. All right, but we have a very special guest on the show today. This guest is, man, she's from Maryland or DC or one of them. But it don't even matter, man. She international right now. You understand what I'm saying? Man, she in Guatemala, Puerto Rico, New Mexico. You know, she traveling and surfing and all throughout this planet and enjoying life. And we're gonna talk to her today, and she's gonna tell us about all that good stuff about how she up here. She's international while she works while she's self-employed. Man, this very special guest, I met her via my stage play that we had in 2018 called Make a Change to Keep Some Change. She came on audition. She was played the role of Dejanay, and ever since then we've been locked in, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all tapped into all this black girl magic. Alright. Shange Jaara Lilaa is an individual who has devoted her life to promoting wellness and serving her community. From a young age, she developed a passion for the arts and inspired to help those in need. After completing her bachelor's degree in sociology from the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, Shange began to become a lead teacher, providing support for students with physical, emotional, behavioral, and learning disabilities. Shange's dedication to her community led her to obtain her community health worker certification from Prince George's Community College. Shortly after, she became a community health work adjunct professor, helping others gain the skills they need to make a positive impact in their communities. Her commitment to building the Rebel Assemblage community has been recognized through her winning first place in the She Boss Talk Black Business Pitch Competition in 2023. Shange firmly believes that creativity, spirituality, and connectivity are essential components to encourage wellness, create a sense of purpose, and promote healing. She is passionately committed to creating a safe space to ensure her community has the opportunity to be spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, and creatively invigorated. Shange's ultimate goal is to strengthen the community capacity and empower individuals to achieve their full potential. Yes, and without further ado, we have Shange Jaara Lilaa joining us today. Thank you so much for being able to come onto the Straight Out of Commit podcast. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Super grateful that I'm here with you. and super excited to get into some things today.
Yes. I think but I think I should be all right. I didn't put my microphone on. Hopefully, there's not too much background noise coming from outside because I am sitting by a window.
We're gonna pray that both of us don't have a lot of background noise because it gets a little busy on my end too.
Okay. Hey, we doing it from wherever spaces we are, so the viewers understand. Definitely, we are continuing to work and move in our power regardless of our situation.
Oh, Ashe. Okay.
Indeed. So, wow, I'm really happy to have you here on the show. As I said before, you're just doing so many great things. You're very inspirational, very much of an inspiration to me. It's like, where do I start? But let's start from Rebel Assemblage. I pronounced
Yes.
Hey, great.
Rebel Assemblage is my baby. Rebel Assemblage is my business. I came up with the concept back in, I think it was 2017. I wanted something for myself. I was so occupied with helping others, create brands and build their business. And I was like, I really want something for me, something that's mine. So I started writing down the things that I enjoy, the things that bring me joy. And I came up with creativity, spirituality, and community, connecting, being in connections with others. So Rebel Assemblage is where creativity, spirituality, and connectivity meet. So under that creation umbrella, I'm a creative. I am a singer. I'm an actress. I'm a jewelry maker. I create homemade, handcrafted, botanical soaps and essential oils. I work with herbs. Anything that allows me to use my hands and be expressive, I do it. And then under that spirituality umbrella, just creating spaces for, and I guess it kind of goes into it, not, I guess it goes into that community or that connectivity aspect as well, but creating spaces to really focus on wellness. Like, how's your mind? How's your body? How's your spirit? Like, what are the things that can be put into place that help you feel well, help me feel well first and foremost, and then I extend that to those who are in my community. So that's Rebel Assemblage in a nutshell. I also have some oracle reading services that fall under that spirituality umbrella. So if you all need an oracle reading, go ahead and hit me up. And on another tip, I guess this would be more so the connectivity umbrella. I connect with other artists and entrepreneurs to assist them with bringing their creative ideas to life. So I assist with digital marketing. I assist with, just all of the logistical things and helping others, learn how to do that for themselves. So I do have some trainings available. So if you are interested in building your community through e-newsletter, I do have Rebel Assemblage e-newsletter tutorial available now. Yeah, that's Rebel Assemblage. As of now, I find that it is, as I change, it is changing as well.
Yes, I really love like watching your journey and how you have branded Rebel Assemblage. Just how you've been branding it, as far as always getting your emails and the information that you post on your Facebook page and things of that nature. And I was like, okay, this is very, very much so inspiring, because I've seen and I remember when you like kind of started it, and you're continuing to stick in there with it. And actually, so what is because I'm double thinking now at the same time. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to ask you something. The pop question. Pop whatever.
Okay. You'll be like, oh, there you go.
I've asked this icebreaker question in the meantime.
Okay, cool.
What do you feel like the world would be like if there was no cameras? If there was no cameras. No cameras and no mirrors.
Wow. That's a great question. Okay, so I want to like really digest this question. So no cameras. Let's start with that. No. I'm going to start with the mirrors, because mirrors are a portal. I don't think people realize that. Like, mirrors serve as a portal. And of course, you know, we see ourselves in mirrors. I think that if no mirrors were around or existed, we would be forced to look at ourselves more so internally than externally, like really examine what's going on inside of us, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. And it would release the emphasis on showing up in a way that society deems beautiful or right, whatever that may mean, right? It will force us to really dig deep into ourselves if mirrors did not exist. Less vanity, probably, maybe. More self-clarity, I feel as though. Yeah, that's the mirror aspect. Now the cameras of it's always cameras in our face. So I'm trying to just imagine a world without one. I mean, I'm pretty sure at some point in time they didn't exist. But I feel like if no cameras were around, I feel like it's kind of the same thing. Like, I feel like a lot of people, number one, I feel like these cameras are fudging up our pineal gland. Like, I know that for a fact. There's always a camera in our face. Like, that's straight energy all day, every day, especially if you have like a phone. Most people have phones that have a front-facing camera. Shit is always in our face. I feel like it definitely messes with our mind. So I would say that if no cameras were around, we would definitely have better mental health. I feel like cameras are quite invasive on our mental health. This is about to go to a totally different conversation, but I feel as though we are at a point in this world where these cameras can't pick up on what it is that we're thinking. Like, it's just that constant energy exchange. Yeah, and I also feel like people be pump faking for these cameras as well. So I feel like if cameras were not around, again, people would be encouraged to really focus on themselves in an authentic way. And I feel like they will be able to do so because their mental health would be way better without the cameras and maybe the mirrors. And maybe people would I'm thinking about the mirrors now. Maybe people would spend more time near water if they really want to look at something. That's another portal. That's another conversation.
Also kind of see the reflection in there as well.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah,
So
that question came about one day when I had baby girl. We was in the bathroom and she looked at herself in the mirror and started smiling. And I was like, oh, you see yourself, huh?
Oh, wow. I love that.
So,
Yeah.
So the question actually popped back in my head. With all that you're doing, how is it that you stay like motivated and inspired to continue going on? I mean, I don't know, like, you know, what business is like, but if you ever have a moment where it's like a decline or a downfall, or it's not moving accordingly to how you would have it to move, then what is it that you do to like stay motivated?
Pray. I pray. I stay in prayer. That's how I stay motivated, because that's how I'm able to like gauge exactly like where I am, what needs to be done, what does not need to be done. So prayer is definitely one of those things that I have to say first. Prayer motivates me to even get up and keep going, right? It's interesting because over the past couple, and I feel like I may be going a little forward, but the past couple of months, I've actually been on this adventure, this this voyage. And while I have still been providing services to the community virtually, I haven't been doing it in a way that I was once before. So there has been kind of I don't want to say a decline, but I haven't been as active in the community, like in person, more so virtually speaking. So there is a difference there. And I really had to sit back and reflect, like, all right, like, so this is where we are right now. We're living in this virtual space, doing all this digital stuff, but I like to be in the streets with mine, you know, I like to be in my community because I just feel like I have more impact there. So for me, it's remembering my why. Like, why is it that I am doing XYZ? Like, what is the purpose? What am I gaining from this, spiritually speaking? Like, is this bringing me joy, or am I just doing it so it can bring me some type of income? So that's another thing that keeps me motivated, reflecting upon my why, because I feel like a lot of times, I can only speak for myself, I can get lost in everything else that's going on around me, whether it's just my personal stuff, you know, or some stuff that's going on in the world that impacts my mind or my energy field. It's good to be able to reflect back into the why. And then of course I have a toolbox. I have a toolbox, my wellness toolbox, the things that I go to when I need to be well. That was a truck. But when I need to be grounded, so going outside, spending time in nature, getting the cameras out of my face, you know, going to spend some time by some water or a tree, creating jewelry, talking to those who uplift me and inspire me. So those are the things. It goes back into creativity, spirituality, and connectivity. Those are the things that really keep me inspired when things are going good, and when things are just kind of like, I don't know what's going on. Something's happening. There's some type of change happening. We just want to have to ride this wave.
Yes. I understand that. Whew, do I understand it? I'm going through that right now. I'm like, I don't know what's supposed to be happening here. I know I'm on the right path, or I think I am, but all these things are being handed to me. So I'm just like, wait a minute, this is too much. Like,
I'm going through that too. I go through it. I find it's like a cycle. And whenever I get to this space, it's like, all right, I know that I'm being required to level up in some kind of way. So now I have to really take the time to pray and reflect upon what stays, what goes, you know, like where we headed. Because I feel like a lot of times we say that we don't know, but we really do be knowing. We might not necessarily have the steps to get there at the time, but we be knowing, like, all right, I know I'm supposed to be doing this thing. So let me just center myself so that I can actually be in alignment with that.
yeah,
It's the alignment part that trips me up. I can't speak for nobody else. Remaining in alignment. And that requires discipline and consistency and faith.
I need to work on my discipline and consistency. I mean, I'm to the point now where I can kind of call myself out on my own stuff, and that's where I am. Not even just to get off track, but that's where I am now. Like, as far as not even trying to dig into being into a relationship with anyone, because I have to be in a relationship with myself, and I need to be able to have myself all fully packaged and together to actually be prepared for my husband. I can't say I'm looking for a particular type and then I'm not even reflecting at myself. So yeah, that's funny that you brought that up and that popped in my head.
That's the truth though. It's so true. And I don't want to get too chatty, but you know, your relationship with yourself is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, period. Your relationship with yourself, how you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself, how you treat yourself, the moves that you make when you're by yourself, when you think nobody's watching, that determines everything.
This is always being recorded. You say anything, no way, it's always being recorded. Absolutely. Absolutely. So where are you right now? Like, what country are you in?
I'm in Central America. I know people be watching me, so I ain't gonna say exactly where. Now I'm joking. I'm currently in Belize. I'm in Belize. I've been exploring Central America for the past I'm gonna say like 10 months. September will make it a year. September.
Wow.
So I'm currently in Belize, and Belize always treats me very, very, very well. I love it here, for sure.
Good. And what has your experience been like out there? I mean, I know you kind of touched on it briefly with you working there. I mean, with you being there and working virtually, but what have like your other experiences been like meeting new people, new connections, and the food, all that good stuff?
Well, for some reason, something's telling me to go back to Mexico because that's where my voyage really began. Not necessarily Belize, like I'm currently in Belize, but a lot of my time was spent in Mexico. And um, Mexico was such a nurturing space for me because I left the States coming out of or experiencing a lot of grief. Um, and I was familiar with a particular space in Mexico because one of my sisters had a retreat there, but I had to go back to the States. But I just remember, the feeling of the water, like how the water, like being immersed in it, helped me feel well. So I went back to Mexico. The food, amazing. The music, amazing. The people, amazing. I know Mexico gets a very, very bad rep, but honestly, one of the best experiences in my life, spiritually speaking, and just the nurturing energy of the people. Like I got ushered into so many families while being there, and they were like, "We're gonna feed you. We're gonna make sure you're good." Like Mexico, music, everything is amazing. Nature, amazing. Once I did 6 months, and I did explore Mexico for 6 months. I went on to Belize, stayed there for a month. And when I was in Belize, I was like, oh my goodness, look at all these melanated people here. Yes, yes, yes. The sun is shining a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like Belize has a different type of sun, a healing sun for sure, a powerful sun. But the accents and the children exploring them and examining them and how they live, that was an amazing experience. It still is. That was my first time in Belize. And then I went to Guatemala. Oh, the food, delicious. Okay. The food is amazing. The music is amazing. That Caribbean feel. Then I went to Guatemala because when I was in Belize, I met a woman who we connected, and I was telling her about my love of nature. She was like, well, if you love nature, you got to go to my home. You have to go to where I'm from. So I went to Guatemala. And that experience, Guatemala is so beautiful, you all. If you ever have the chance to experience, especially stay on the lake, it's so beautiful. Like you're surrounded by volcanoes and mountains. And if you're actually at the lake, I spent the majority of my time at the lake. You have to take a boat to get to the different kind of lands within the lake or on the lake. But yeah, for me, Guatemala, man, I was surrounded by so much nature. I did so many things I didn't think that I would do. Like I went canoeing. I went hiking up like real mountains, like
Wow.
not the fake ones, real mountains. Definitely inspired me to get more into my physical health while being there. Met some beautiful sisters there as well. Melanated sisters traveling the world as well. So yeah, it's food, music, energy. My experience traveling to these different places have been amazing. I feel as though I don't know. I don't know because I do know I had to experience the different energies for a different reason. So Mexico, nurturing. I needed to be nurtured with the water because all of the grief that I was experiencing. Belize, I needed to be around that melanin. And then Guatemala for me, that community, meeting those sisters who encouraged me to get back into strengthening myself physically as well. So, and now I'm back in Belize. I'm back in Belize, and Belize again, like I said, always treats me very, very well. And I'm looking forward to spending more time here.
That is beautiful. That's beautiful. Wow. I feel like I just went on a whole adventure with you.
Yeah,
That is
you know,
cool.
that's the hope that one day, you all will be able to come on a whole adventure with me.
Uh, I definitely want to make my way out there. It's hard getting around, with 2 little ones. Of like sometimes, like, 'cause even now I see things where it's like, oh, you can go here or go there, or even like job positions that I think is cool because you just travel around the world. I'm like, can't I can't really do that. I mean, I can if I had like a nanny, but one day when I get them coins.
One day for sure, it'll happen. It'll happen, especially if you feel as though you're destined to do so. It'll happen.
Yeah, definitely. So I heard you say that you were dealing with a lot of grief. Is that a reason why what made you want to go abroad, or what's the reason that you decided to live abroad?
Um, I felt like I was kind of being swallowed, if that makes any sense. While
That
being
makes
in
a
the
lot
States,
of sense.
I felt like I was in this dry desert, no water, and just everything was just like like that's the best way I could describe it. Um, so I knew that I had to get out. I knew that, like I had already knew that before I even left. Obviously, for some years I knew, but I just didn't know how, you know.
Mhm.
So in 2020, my brother transitioned, and my sister that I mentioned, her name is Sunny Ray. She does these retreats, and she had an entheogenic yoga retreat in Oaxaca, Mexico. And I was like, I'm just gonna go. And again, that water, it is something about that water that I was in. It just helped nourish me. But of course, I had to go back to the States. But when I went back to the States after experiencing that, I'm like, oh no, we're gonna figure out a way, honey. We're gonna figure out something so I can get back up out of here.
Mhm.
And then a couple of years later, in 2022, my father transitioned. So once he transitioned, I was just like, yeah, it's time to make this move. I think that that was the icing on the cake for me. I was like, yeah, it's time to bust a move. Like, one thing for sure is that we all got an expiration date here on this earthly realm, right? And I gotta live my dreams. I gotta do what I feel as though my spirit is leading me to do. I've been wanting to travel and explore the world for so many years, but I kept making excuses. I was fearful. I was like, we're gonna have to do this. You're scared. So I just started putting some things into place. I knew I wanted to work remotely. So got me a little part-time job that was remote, allowed me the space to, move around a bit more. And sold everything, got rid of everything. Apartment, the job that I was working at the time, all my clothes, all my paintings, everything. I just started selling it, and I left. And now we're here.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful just to be able to get up and go. I know exactly what you meant when you said you felt like you were being swallowed. I currently feel like I'm in that state, but I
And here's the thing, right? This is one thing that I really want to point out because it's something that I actually realized while in Mexico. Wherever you go, there you are.
True.
So it was certain things that I was experiencing back home. And maybe because I'm gonna keep it a bug. Maybe I am still experiencing those things now, but I feel like back then there was more things I was realizing, like this thing is showing up and I'm in a whole another country, or this behavior is showing up and I'm in a whole different country, or these thoughts are coming up and I'm in a whole different country. You know what I'm saying? I think it's time for me to look at go inside, go internal, and really figure out what's going on with me that I'm allowing this cycle to repeat itself. Because I think a lot of times, and for me, I thought this like, oh, if I just skip the country, everything gonna be all right. And it's just like, nah, wherever you go, there you are.
Can't really run from it. You gotta deal with it. I don't even know exactly, like someone put when they're dealing with grief, they just keep going. And I was like, well, how else are you supposed to deal with it? Because I don't even know, like, how else are you supposed to deal with that or deal with any of the things that you are faced with in life? And, I know people say they always yell out healing, but I sometimes it makes me wonder, like, are we ever truly healed? Like, it's always going to be in our mind and, a part of us.
So
yeah, I definitely think, because I use that word a lot, and I use that word healing a lot. But like you said, like I feel like healing is just like this. It's not just like this destination. It's like, oh nope, I'm there. No, there's always going to be things to learn and explore and examine about yourself, things to work out. It's always going to be a test. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be something to overcome. That's just a part of life, you know? And sometimes it might require us to have a Sankofa moment, to go back and revisit some past feelings, you know, or past experiences, to get the lesson and then shoot forward. So yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like with it makes you appreciate your parents a little bit more, because now you realize that they just didn't really know. Like they didn't really know what was happening either. We're all out here just trying to like really just figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I wish more people realize that, like, we all out here trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah, definitely. It's like a day by day, second by second, moment by moment. Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
you're like I said, you're very inspiring. You always inspire me, just with the way that you move, and especially with your business. You take your business very seriously, and that's something very inspirational to be able to look up to, you know, because it inspires me like to really get serious. And I posted that not too long ago. I said, get serious about your business, um so to speak, you know, just making sure that whatever services that it is that I'm offering, whether you're friends, family, or foe, this is what I'm offering, and this is my price. Like, don't, you know. And I have family be like, well, throwing that family discount. Like, no, I'm not. You know, you want a family discount. I also have a family. You know what I mean? So yeah, just in just all aspects of that, and also just becoming more consistent, staying more consistent, and just everything. It definitely is a journey. But I do appreciate you definitely for coming on here and inspiring. I'm inspired, so I know the viewers are going to be inspired, definitely. Um, Please let us know how we can get in contact with you, how we can find out about, you know, all the services. I know you mentioned it, but you know, how they can just get at you.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure. I want to circle back to what you just said in regards to, you know, taking your business seriously. Like, I feel like once you take your business seriously, the people who surround you going to take your business seriously. It won't be up for debate. Like you said, you got a whole family you got to feed, and I feel like those who support you will support you and won't question your price. That's one thing. And I also wanted to mention Rebel Connect, because that is one service that I did not mention. Rebel Connect is a one-on-one, sacred and confidential space for us to connect. So you can pretty much say what you need to say to feel present. Whether it's just things you're experiencing in your life, whether it's like a creative project you don't necessarily know how to share with the world, whatever it may be, that is the space to do it. So how you can connect with me is www.rebelassemblage.com for Rebel Connect /Rebel Connect, or for readings. Again, right now I'm not making self-care products. That was the thing that really had me out in the community, selling my products. But, you know, we got some things working right now for sure. So more products soon come. Again, the e-newsletter tutorial available rebelassemblage.com. You can connect with me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Rebel Assemblage, YouTube, Rebel Assemblage, Instagram at Rebel Assemblage, TikTok, that's like my personal play store. So that's at Shange Jaara Lilaa. I'll be having fun over on TikTok. I'll be jumping down rabbit holes every daggone day. So yeah, that's how you can connect with me. You can also shoot me an email, rebelassemblage@gmail.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much again for tapping in with us. And all of her information that she just gave will definitely be down in the description area. Thanks again for coming on, Shange.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to connecting with y'all soon.
Yes. Peace.
Write your next hit stage play with Sheena D.
What up, everybody? How you feel? Yours truly, Stretch, a 6'6" phenomenon from WHUR on the set of this wonderful play that we just witnessed for a 2-day event called Crucified.
I knew it was that boy. I don't like him, and I don't want him here.
Writer, director, and producer of hit stage play Crucified, backed by popular demand.
I gotta say, this was a great piece of work.
Damn! Oh, okay. How you gonna be that chocolate with all them muscles and your grill messed up? Melly, come on. Oh my God! Melly. It's like finding a Snicker with no nuts. I know, baby. I know. Come on.
What are you waiting for? Head over to sdhentertainment.com now to sign up.
Thank you all so much for tuning into the Straight Outta Kemet podcast. I do trust that you have enjoyed this episode. And before we go, I have to give a huge shout out to my girl, Unica Monet. Her song is the song that you hear on the intro to the Straight Outta Kemet podcast. Y'all be sure to go follow her. You can follow her at Cosmic Nobodies Conventions with a K, Less Nobodies Business LLC, Sunshine Monet L on Facebook, Less Nobodies on YouTube, and Unica Monet on all streaming platforms.
I am confident, I am opulent, I am destined for greatness.